Alright, so let's see. I should go check and see what the mission gang is up to. Let's see. Go to the SELC website and open up the calendar, and oh, awesome, there's a prayer request already. Okay. Please pray for safe travel, safe and speedy border crossing, and that we find everyone well at Bethel Bible College. Please pray for physical and spiritual health for all. Please pray that the team members will experience God's presence and grow spiritually.
Early in the morning of June 30th, 31 participants in the Mission to Mexico 2013 trip eagerly gathered at the Edmonton International Airport. It was still dark outside, but we greeted each other with excitement and wondered how God would use us this trip. The flight went very smoothly, and we arrived in San Diego, eager to collect the vans and meet Hillary from Mexico Medical Ministries, who guided us through the visa process. This is a process we skipped in the past, as we were unaware that it was required. The more trips we do, the more we learn. Thanks to Hillary's help and your prayers, everything went smoothly, and we entered the Mexican state of Baja California. The Baja Peninsula consists of about 3,000 kilometers of coastline, 65 islands, and is home to 4 deserts. In fact, most of the peninsula is desert. However, through irrigation, agricultural crops can grow during periods of inadequate rainfall. Temperate winds from the Pacific Ocean and the cold California current make the climate along the coast pleasant, allowing for productive crops year-round. Our next stop was our home away from home, Bethel Bible College, located south of Manidero. This is an hour-and-a-half drive of diverse scenery, big cities, ocean views, rural farming communities, and our immense landmark statue of Jesus with his arms wide. As we got closer to Bethel, memories of past trips reminded me of the special spot this place holds in my heart. We found the place on the highway that pretends to be a driveway and bounced our way into the Bethel compound. Members of the Bethel family greeted us. Bethel has been our home base for our last 4 trips. It is situated in a mountain range, providing us with many beautiful sunrises and sunsets. Little did we know it would become our habit to sit outside the kitchen drinking coffee in the evening, gazing at the sunset in the distant hills. I was reminded of Psalm 121. I will lift my eyes up unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth.
Please pray for our interactions with the children and staff from Gabriel House, and a safe day at the beach with the children of Gabriel House. Good progress with maintenance work at Bethel Bible College, and success in getting of supplies. Please pray for spiritual and physical health for the team. Please pray that the people we meet will experience God's love through us.
On this trip, we had the opportunity to spend time with the children of Gabriel House. Gabriel House is a nonprofit rehabilitation center for children with disabilities who have been orphaned, abandoned, or whose families are unable to take care of them. Today, about 30 children live in Gabriel House. We've been blessed to work with Gabriel House since 2005. One of the ways we support Gabriel House is financially. Food, diapers, medicine, and a payroll of 30 employees are needed to keep Gabriel House going. Needing $20,000 monthly to keep the organization afloat is a testimony of faith and trust in God. Our time with the children of Gabriel House is very special. We spent the morning taking the children to the park. Maneuvering wheelchairs through the streets of Manidero was a challenge, but worth the smiles when we arrived at the playground. After lunch, we took some of the children to the beach. We enjoyed playing in the water and sand and running along the shore together. My biggest highlight was what God revealed through his children at Gabriel House. Take away their physical appearances, their medicated human bodies, their shattered pasts, and look at the beautiful, amazing, incredible, strong, and blessed spirits living inside, and see what God created. Gabriel House is changing the landscape in Mexico. The children are well known in the community. The people wave to them, truckers honk their horns, and people see them on the beach and in town shopping. More and more wheelchair accessibility is visible in the streets and buildings.
We will be working with Gabriel House for 3 days. Those of us not at Gabriel House did maintenance work at Bethel. The facilities at Bethel are not fancy but are functional, clean, and safe. The quilts the ladies at our church made were put to good use, keeping us warm. Although the days in Manadero are quite warm, the nights can get cool. It is not only nice for us to use the quilts before passing them on to those who need them, but it is also required. Bringing textiles into Mexico is not legal, as it negatively impacts the economy. Because we need to use them while there, we can legally share these gifts with the people of Mexico. It was wonderful to see that the toilets we had installed in 2011 are still working well. No longer do we or the students have to mop up the overflow from old malfunctioning toilets. Our kitchen is now well stocked. We have retrieved the supplies we store at El Shaddai and filled the cupboards and fridges with enough food to feed 31 plus hard-working people. It soon became apparent that our new friends at Bethel, soon to be known as the Amigos, would not only join us in our work, but would also share meals with us. The friendships formed with our Amigos were one of the highlights of the trip for many of the youth. The wonders of social media will allow us to maintain these friendships. Concrete and building supplies have also been ordered and delivery times set. So far, all is going well and everyone is healthy. We feel protected by your prayers.
Please pray for a blessing on the foundations we will be building, for the homes and the relationships with the families who will live there. Please pray for safe and successful building and for patience, understanding, and physical strength for the teams.
Because of poverty, the families that belong to the local churches struggle to have basic accommodations. Many pastors are forced to work full or part-time jobs in order to get by. Families in the local parish struggle to make ends meet. Coming alongside church families and helping to build a Christ-centered home is truly a blessing. The model of Christians helping Christians reinforces the community's understanding that good things flow from the mercy of God. And it provides our team members with the satisfaction of learning new skills and completing activities outside our comfort range, all in the service of God. This year we are building 2 houses, one in El Cerrillo near Bethel Bible College and another in Ensenada. Many of us are not skilled at building. No problem, all that is needed is a willing heart. Between the construction leaders and participants from previous trips, the team has enough basic construction skills to provide guidance and support. Building a house in Mexico requires group effort, with participants faithfully working together. Whether it is our team members or the family members or the men from Pan de Vida who stopped construction work on their local church long enough to help build the concrete pads for our project, we are laborers together with God. Together we build up the Church of Christ.
Please pray for a joyful reunion with the people of paradise as we worship and fellowship with them. Please pray for an organized food distribution.
We headed back to Paradise today. We have been blessed to watch this area grow from a haphazard collection of poorly built hovels in 2003 to what is now a community built around the church and a school, with not a single blanket or garage door or shack in sight. We've had the privilege of supporting approximately 45 school children each year and had a hand in the construction of the old and new church. It was wonderful to once again see the new church filled for worship and the old church filled for BBS. We are always made to feel so welcome by our hermanos in paradise. Although our projects have taken us away from this area, we continue to support the school children, and it is always a pleasure to visit old friends by joining their church service, leading a VBS, and providing a food distribution for community members. This went very smoothly, and we distributed 120 bags of basic food supplies. After each VBS session, we are handing out bags of food to families. The bags consist of beans, rice, oil, milk, peanuts, masika, and oranges. The money from our church bottle drives supported this mission, work turning a bag of bottles into a bag of food for a needy Mexican family.
Please pray for a God-filled VBS with the children of Rima congregation and Pastor Margarito and the entire Rima congregation.
This was our last Vacation Bible School session. We visited the children of Rima. We tried to keep in mind Heather Hansen's criteria for successful VBS. Did the children learn about God's Word? Did the children have fun? And did the children feel loved? We have been sharing God's Word in Paradise, El Shaddai, and Rima. This hands-on ministry was shared between the Bethel Bible students and M2M participants. 2 Bethel Bible students, Jasmine and Alejandro, led our VBS in Spanish. During each VBS session, a group of youth and adults supported Jasmine and Alejandro in sharing the Bible story, singing, playing games, making crafts, and enjoying snack. As in previous trips, we found that language was not a barrier, but it was good to have our Bethel Bible students interpreting for us. There is no barrier strong enough to prevent the spreading of the gospel. Christ's good news knows neither border nor nationality. This trip is showing me once again that when I think things are not working to plan, it is because I am not aware of God's plan. We were less prepared for VBS than we would have liked when we arrived in Mexico. However, God provided us with the students of Bethel who eagerly jumped in to help. They have never worked with children in this way before, and this is a wonderful opportunity for them to expand their ministry skills. We are blessed to have them as part of our team.
Please pray a blessing upon our fellowship with the women of El Shaddai while we participate in their women's breakfast. Please pray for the families and for our team as we dedicate to God the homes that have been built. Pray for our spiritual and physical health as we clean camp and say goodbye to the people at the Bethel Bible College. Pray for our pastor Margarito, Carmen, and the students and staff at Bethel Bible College.
This was an incredibly hectic day, but we were blessed in so many ways. We were invited to join Maria and some of the ladies from El Shaddai congregation at a women's outreach they are involved with. They meet for a breakfast program the second Saturday of each month, and we were honored to be asked to join them. Although the timing was inconvenient for us, it meant so much to see how our relationship had strengthened over the years to the point where they feel comfortable enough to bring us into this intimate setting. We were served pozole, a Mexican stew made with hominy, which is a corn, pig's feet, and love. We were offered cabbage, cilantro, onion, and lime to garnish it. This tastes much better than it may sound. Through this breakfast, we had the opportunity to support a local women's shelter. We shared fellowship, laughter, and tears. God's language of love is universal. Following the ladies' breakfast, the women joined the men at the El Shaddai Christian Center, where the Gonzalez and Ramirez families prepared a fish taco thank you lunch for us. Over the course of this trip, we had so many opportunities to join our brothers and sisters in Mexico to feel the love and blessings that God has given us. This lunch was one of those opportunities. We were also blessed to have worshiped with the Rima, Paradiso, and El Shaddai congregations, had Ted and Renee Favor and Hillary from Gabriel House join us for dinner, and shared a farewell dinner and program prepared by the staff and students of Bethel Bible College.
Following the lunch, we visited the 2 homes to dedicate the work to God's glory. House dedications are always an emotional and moving time for both the families and our team. It is a time of thanks and reflection on God's word and the many blessings He has bestowed upon each of us. Many times when we have dedicated homes here, we reflect upon Psalm 127, "Unless the Lord builds the house, its builders labor in vain." This is our opportunity to thank the families for allowing us to serve God by serving them and for allowing us to become a part of their lives. Besides the concrete foundations and wooden walls, we leave your blessings and prayers for these families in the form of warm quilts made by loving hands.
Please pray for safe and problem-free travels, a speedy and problem-free border crossing. Please pray for all the people we have met and fellowshiped with, Pastor Carlos and Mariah, Pastor Margarito and Carmen, and the students and staff of Bethel Bible College. Please pray for Juan and Diane of Ensenada Christian Ministries and the congregations at El Shaddai, Rima, and Paradiso. Pray that the people we have met have seen God's love in us. Please pray that the team members have felt God's presence and have strengthened their faith.
Each time we return, we find that our relationships grow, which enables us to increase the work that God calls us to do. Our time spent with the Bethel students was especially meaningful. Not only did they join us for VBS, but also for meals and fellowship. This relationship is so important that these young people got up at 3 a.m. to say goodbye to us. They are ever in our hearts and on our Facebook pages. We have seen God's love in our fellowship and work with each other and our brothers and sisters in Mexico. Through their enthusiasm and open hearts, God provides the privilege of allowing us to feel a part of their families. The lessons we learned have strengthened our faith.